Good morning. Welcome to Monday. Let's ease into it. Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is PK. This is Bookeemonsters, and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, we look at the new releases being set into the wild this week. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. Hope you had a good weekend. Mine was pretty good. Mary says, "Good morning. Happy Monday. We had our first dusting of snow sometime." Oh, fantastic. I bet it's very pretty right now. Such a thrill to wake up to when you are retired. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to drive in it. Absolutely. That's the best. Happy Monday, Annalise. Welcome. So good to see you. All righty. I had a good weekend. Nothing really stood out. Trying to think. Drank a lot of coffee, read a lot, etc., etc. Okay, we are going to be looking at cozy mysteries today. Quick announcements. Um, no sprints tonight. I don't do them on Mondays. Those are on Lee's channel, I believe, tonight, which is Dark Roots Creations. That starts at 7 Eastern time, 5 Mountain time. And then my sprints are tomorrow, Tuesday, at 6:05 Mountain time, 8:05 Eastern, and Thursday, and then the weekend. So just be planning ahead, potentially. All right, these are ones that came out yesterday. So they say. Yep. This one was October. Not even gonna let you look at it. Don't even look at it. Hide your eyes. Here we go. Primrose Hill, a 1920s historical murder mystery, fifth in the Sophie Burgoyne series. It's spring of 1921, and the secret agents are sent to investigate a case that must be handled delicately. In a charming London garden square, there lives a murderer. The police are as certain of this as they can be, but they can go no further. Who among the residents killed one of their own? Burgoyne's agency has only a few days to find out. To complicate matters, at the far end of the square is a certain house, a red Soviet Bolshevik house, that Burgoyne's is under Home Office orders not to disturb. Sophie and her friends must step carefully, for they tread the thin ice of international diplomacy. Under no circumstances are they to agitate the dark, turbid waters of Anglo-Russian relations. Then there are the neighbors, unpredictable and often difficult, with a killer living amongst them. The secret agents must first fit in before they can pierce the armor of respectability to reveal that one wicked heart beating among the blameless. This is under 100 pages, but it is out this week. A Christmas to Die For by Beth Byers and Anne Warren. Second into To Die For. It's a Christmas short story. When they take Grandpa Toby to see Santa, they are thinking of a picture of the big man with an even older man on his lap. Only Santa is a face they recognize, and they're swiftly pulled into an investigation. Soon it's a race to uncover missing funds before Christmas is ruined for everyone. So if you want a Christmas book we'll read. Shade Grown. It is released this week. Book 8. In the Barks and Beans Cafe Cozy by Heather Day Gilbert. Welcome to the Barks and Beans Cafe, a quaint place where folks pet shelter dogs while enjoying a cup of java and where murder sometimes pays a visit. During Lewisburg's popular summer home and garden tour, Macy and her brother Beau discover new aspects of their hometown's history. One of the last homes they visit features a lush commemorative shade garden marking where a Civil War soldier's bones were buried. As Macy pauses to admire a bed of blue hostas, she glimpses a shadowy shape lying beneath the dinner plate leaves. It turns out to be the body of famed movie star Cody Franklin, who had purchased the garden house as a quiet country retreat. Back at the cafe, Macy speaks with Cody's distraught sister, who lets slip that she's afraid her brother's killer will target her next. Macy's heart goes out to the bereaved sibling as she agrees to speak with Cody's local acquaintances and hopes she'll uncover some helpful backstory. But someone powerful is lurking behind the scenes, and Macy has to zoom in on the killer before everything fades to black. Hi, Annalise. Hope you're well today, and your bunny is too. Well, she and I are slow today, been up all night. Oh my goodness. Mary, I'd be moving very slowly as well. Oh, yes, both of you, all of you. Nice to see you over at B. Susan Annalise. She is a favorite of mine, even though I haven't tuned in a while. So talented. I'll try the Primrose again now that I know that I can slow down the speed on Audible. Excellent. That one's a pretty cover. Daisy, Not Your Average Super Sleuth, Book 17, A Child is Born, the third Christmas special by R.T. Green. Bringing a new life into the world is a beautiful experience, unless it's in the middle of the worst storm to hit Norfolk for decades, and you're trapped in a remote, rundown cottage hospital where the matron believes it's still the 1950s. A pre-Christmas get-together at Fern Cottage turns into a panic-filled dash to the hospital at King's Lynn for Celia, Jack, Daisy, and Aiden. They don't make it. As the crazy storm brings down trees all around them, forced to make a last-gasp detour along a tiny wooded lane, their prayers are answered, or so they think. Through the lashing rain, they spot a tiny private cottage hospital. With Celia in acute pain, there's no choice. That's when the problems really begin. Meanwhile, back in Great Wiltingham, with all four members of the HDA otherwise occupied, Doris and Maisie take it upon themselves to keep the detective agency running. By an unfortunate quirk of fate, they accept a case, and there's no one else to handle it except the terrible twosome. It's just a simple job, the kind that can be wrapped up in a few hours. Or maybe it's not. Dot, 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 dot. Firefly Junction. New one. Figgy Pudding Disaster by London Lovett, 18th in series. I like that cover too. Take a trip back 200 years to Firefly Junction, 1815, when Edward Beckett was young and alive and desperately in love with Kathy Kit Garfield. It's mid-December in Firefly Junction, and there's a lot of buzz around the local figgy pudding contest. When the winner winds up face down in her own winning pudding, the local constable arrests her husband, but Kat is convinced he has the wrong person. Edward, looking for any excuse to be with Kat, volunteers his services to help her find the real killer. They soon discover that their quaint little town has numerous secrets, and they all seem to connect to the victim. And while Edward is enjoying his long investigative days at Kat's side, he also knows it won't be long before she leaves him for good, and his heart will be broken forever. Why do we say figgy pudding and not just fig pudding? Inquiring minds want to know. A Tapestry of a Town, a Witch's Moonlight Hollow Cozy Mystery. This is 13th in series by Miranda Rose Barker. Only 57 pages. Does come out this week. Pretty cover. When Eleanor, Lucy, and Andy stumble upon a mysterious tapestry designated as a centerpiece for the upcoming museum exhibit, they are compelled to investigate further. Dying for Wine, Seeing Red. Kindle Unlimited by Marcy Blessey, second in the series, came out last week. There's a rockin' concert of 1960s impersonators coming to Tucson Valley to perform in the Snowbird Send-Off concert at the Tucson Valley Retirement Community Performing Arts Center. And as the one in charge, Rosie LaRue is thriving in the chaos. Diva attitudes, outrageous requests, and late flights don't sideline what is meant to be the greatest concert this community has ever seen. That is until a dead body shows up below the stage next to the front row of seats. Now she's sleuthing again with Officer Dan Daniel, only this time the murder is personal, and she needs to restore the reputation of Tucson Valley as being a safe place to solve this mystery by solving this mystery quickly. What she discovers is a much deeper web of connections than she could have imagined. Throw in a condo search, a budding relationship with Keaton, and a growing golden retriever to Rosie's crazy adventures, and you have a recipe for hours of laughter. These come out tomorrow. Kindle Unlimited, The Inn at Holiday Bay. Christmas in the Candlelight by Kathy Daly. 26th in series. After suffering a personal tragedy, Abby Sullivan buys a huge old seaside mansion she has never even seen, packs up her life in San Francisco, and moves to Holiday Bay, Maine, where she is adopted quite against her will. excuse me, by a huge Maine Coon cat named Rufus, a drifter with her own tragic past named Georgia, and a giant dog with an inferiority complex named Ramos. What Abby thought she needed was alone time to heal. What she ended up with was an inn she never knew she wanted, a cat she couldn't seem to convince to leave, and a new family she'd never be able to live without. In book 25 in the series, it's Christmas in Holiday Bay, and the whole town has pitched in to make it the best one yet. The inn is booked solid for the entire month between Thanksgiving and Christmas, which means that Abby and her staff are working long hours to deliver the old-fashioned seaside Christmas they promised. As can be expected, there are a few glitches along the way, but overall things to be right on schedule until a storm blows in, the lights go out, and one of the guests end up dead. Dun dun dun. Sorry. Always heard figgy pudding, not fig pudding. Exactly. We've got Fig Newtons. It's not Figgy Newtons. And at least as I like series, once I like a book, I enjoy exactly. This is why we do this. 26 books in one series, pretty remarkable, at least to me. Not sure I could keep a story going that long. And finding that many dead bodies, if that is the type of crime that they are solving. Wouldn't you start to be suspicious of your friend? It's the Cabot Cove syndrome. Thistlewood Manor, bumped by a dame. This does not show that it's coming out tomorrow. This came out in October. Sorry, I'm cleaning up some tabs here. Got too many open. Matchbox Murder. By Leslie Langtree. 88 pages. It's just another weekend camping trip for ex-CIA agent Mary Rath and her precocious Girl Scout troop. This time the girls are learning riflery taught by Mary's assassin friend Hilly, who isn't an assassin because the CIA doesn't have assassins because that would be illegal, but she totally is. What could go wrong? Plenty, because the creepy camp caretaker is soon found inconveniently dead behind the rifle range. Naturally, a violent storm comes out of nowhere and strands the troop with 4 suspect camp staffers. The Scout Manual explains how to keep kids safe during storms, hiking trips, and the overly enthusiastic application of matches to start a campfire, but there's nothing on what to do when trapped in a lodge with a murderer. Can Mary unmask the killer before she and the girls get burned? This was previously available in an anthology. Here today, bonbon tomorrow. Oh, this comes out not this week. Uh, all at once. Whiskey Business #1 by Melinda Mullet. #2, Death Distilled. #3, Deadly Dram. #4, Dyed in the Wool. #5, In the Still of the Night. Well, let's check this out. Single Malt Murder. Abigail Logan is the first to admit that what she knows about running a whiskey distillery would fit into a shot glass with room to spare. But when she inherits a boutique distillery in rural Scotland, she quickly discovers that she is now part of a high stakes business, more art than science, that elicits deep passions and prejudices. When one of Abby's employers is found murdered and floating face down in a vat of distillery's finest, Abby vows to find out why. But this distilling truth from the lies can be tricky, especially when everyone around you seems to have something to hide. Well, it's got Scotland going for it. You might learn something about whiskey, and you can read all 5 books in one fell swoop. Cyanide and Sensibility, a Jane Austen tea society mystery by Katie Oliver, third in the series. While Phaedra Brighton might not have a Mr. Darcy yet, she's quite content with her loving family and loyal cat. Phaedra's sister Hannah is the Jane to her Elizabeth, and Phaedra is ecstatic that Hannah has decided to move home for her next adventure, opening a business. All of Laurel Springs is out in full force to celebrate the grand unveiling of Hannah's new patisserie, Tout de Suite, including local celebrity Rachel Brandon. Hannah is a master of her craft with confections so divine, one bite will make you think you've died and gone to heaven. Of course, you never want that to happen, literally. When one of Hannah's famous dark chocolate cupcakes sends Rachel's assistant to the hospital with poisoning, Hannah begs for Phaedra's help to help save her reputation and budding business. But Phaedra has more questions than answers. Who was the cupcake actually meant for? And how far is the culprit willing to go to take her target off the menu permanently? I'm gonna get caught up here. Sorry, I wouldn't live in some of those little towns. Absolutely. Hey, Amal. Oh, I love a good cozy mystery. Hope you're doing well today. Hi, Amal. Funny title. Didn't get ruined on the cover. You're right about that. Amal says, hello, peeps. Doing good and hope you're all doing well as well. As best we can for a Monday. Death in the Dark Woods by Annalise Ryan. A potential Bigfoot sighting is linked to a vicious murder, but skeptical cryptozoologist Morgan Carter is on the case. Business has been booming since Morgan Carter solved the case of the monster living in Lake Michigan. The odds and ends bookstore is thriving, of course, but Morgan is most excited by the doors that were open for her as a cryptid hunter. Recently, there have been numerous sightings of a Bigfoot type creature in the Chickamauga Nicollet National Forest area of Bayfield County, Wisconsin. After a man is found dead from a vicious throat injury in the forest, a conservation warden asks Morgan to investigate. When Morgan and her dog Newt go there to investigate, they uncover a trail of lies, deception, and murder. It seems a mysterious creature is indeed living in the forest, and Morgan might be its next target. Dun dun dun. Oh, cool. Is this a Hanukkah one? It is a Hanukkah one. Share the Guilt. No, nope. Kindle comes out this week. By Eileen Schneider. This is a Rabbi Aviva Cohen mystery. Small town New Jersey rabbi is compelled to investigate when a funeral leads to a suspicious death in this cozy mystery series opener. Aviva Cohen is a 50 something, twice divorced rabbi living an uneventful life in southern New Jersey. Although her family is unconventional, her days are otherwise routine services, religious education, and counseling mostly. She also officiates the occasional funeral, but the funeral of unpopular real estate tycoon William Phillips is very out of the ordinary. At the end of the service, two family members ask Aviva for help, saying that Phillips was murdered. Aviva dismisses their claims, but is shocked when one of them is later found dead from an apparent suicide. Riddled with guilt and suspicious of the death, Aviva puts her skills as a yenta to good use. Her search for answers unfortunately, has her crossing paths with her first ex-husband, the new chief of police. Plus, if Aviva is not careful, the next funeral she attends might be her own. Well, that's very timely. I think we are still in the middle of Hanukkah. Okay, we will be spelling it correctly from now on. I appreciate the info. Unleavened Dead. Ooh, another one. By Eileen Schneider. So both are being released. Rabbi Aviva Cohen has her hands full with Passover preparations, so this will be next spring. She certainly has no time to deal with anything else. Yet tragedy soon changes her plans when two members of her congregation are found dead. Their cause of death is believed to be accidental carbon monoxide poisoning, but Aviva is not so sure. Soon after, her niece's partner is suspected in a hit and run death. While Aviva is certain she's innocent, the amateur sleuth can't overlook the body sized dent in the hood of her SUV. Okay. And we had one more, which is the third one in the series, Yom Killer. That's great. Third in the Rabbi Aviva Cohen mysteries. Awesome. We made it. Okay. Let me find my. There we are. Need to find my cup of coffee. Yeah, it does. It did go fast. That's okay. All righty. Well, we made it through the Monday. Again, sprints on Lee's channel, Dark Roots Creations. My sprints will be tomorrow at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Bring your own book or project or whatever it is, or just to relax after a day, because sometimes it's a day. I hope today is good for you. It's Monday, but we'll get through it. It's okay. And if you're reading something, hopefully it is something good. If you're not enjoying it, it's okay to set it down. It's not a reflection of you as a reader or the author as a writer. It's just not the right time for that book for you. Because remember, you don't get good person points if you're reading something you're not liking. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a good day and God bless. Thank you guys so much for being here.